Good to get some time with NFL Insider and one of the hosts of the Fantasy Focus Football podcast. Field Yates is with us. Of course, the number 50 for Mahomes also signifies the passing touchdown mark in his MVP season. He dominated the fantasy world as well. No doubt the top QB coming into this year's fantasy drafts, but quarterback's not necessarily valued at the same level as other positions. So where should Mahomes be taken?
Yeah, that's right, Randy. Seriously, our MO every year for quarterback needs to be like tattooed across my forehead. Be patient when it comes to your quarterbacks. But if you look at the early drafters right now, Patrick Mahomes' average draft position is 19th overall for all positions, certainly not amongst quarterbacks. He is definitely the number one quarterback going into this year. But the next quarterback being drafted on average is Deshaun Watson at 38, so the back end of the third round. The third round, specifically towards the back end of it, the fourth round, is really where I'm more comfortable with Mahomes going into this season. There's just too much value, and although Patrick Mahomes was historic last year, in the few other instances where quarterbacks have thrown 50 or more touchdowns, we have seen not a major regression, but still a regression the following season. If he drops his percentage of touchdown passes by 25%, he gets to 38. Still a robust total, but not enough to merit a top 2-round pick for Patrick Mahomes in standard ESPN fantasy scoring.
Go back to the last two, the only other two quarterbacks to go for 50 touchdowns in a season. Tom Brady in 07 follows that up with the injury in 08. Peyton Manning did it with the Broncos. He followed it up with the touchdown season of 39. You'll take that, just maybe not at the same.
You just can't pay the premium for it. You're paying the premium for what you got last season, not what you're guaranteed this season.
Murray, a complete wild card when it comes to the fantasy community. How should players, owners, project his value?
First of all, I think he's the most intriguing player in fantasy football going into this season. Electric, dynamic, one of just two players, along with Deshaun Watson, to ever have a 4,000 passing yard and 1,000 rushing yard season at the FBS level. Right now, he's being drafted 13th amongst quarterbacks, somewhere in the mid to late 12th round, Randy. And here's the thing about Kyler Murray we know. It's going to be a long year at times because the offensive line is poor, but rushing yards guarantee fantasy success in most cases for quarterbacks. Think about Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson last year. Over the final 7 weeks of last season, they were quarterback 2 and quarterback 9 on a points per game average. In terms of completion percentage, they were 2 of the 3 worst quarterbacks in the NFL during that stretch. I don't care how well you throw the football. If you can run like Kyler Murray can run, you've got a chance for fantasy success. He had over 1,000 rushing yards last year, as I mentioned, at 7 yards per carry. Kyler Murray, incredibly intriguing, the kind of guy that I would be targeting as a quarterback option late in my drafts.
All right, sign up to start your fantasy football team on ESPN.com right now. Field Yates with the insight on SportsCenter.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. We'll see you there.